we live? Let's see. Yes, we are live. We are here. All right, it's our first time trying to go ahead and do this.
But for the first time in 3 months, this is the Just Like Brothers podcast. And like I said, we are live here in the borough, Goldsboro, North Carolina, here at Kai Jones's apartment. As always, my name is Laika Mika Alabeda, your favorite Ethiopian out there. To my right is the person who looks like me, although probably not right now. You can't probably tell right now. My man Kai Jaquan Jones. A lot has happened in the last 3 months. We just haven't been able to get the podcast out really because we've both been busy on AAU circuit.
Busy AAU circuit, new jobs, new stuff going on, you know. But we are here working. So, of course, basketball started officially for the NCISAA. First practices tipped off Monday, and we got a week to games start?
Yep, games begin in the WJG coverage area. Games begin starting next Tuesday.
Right.
We will get into specifics and all that. Honestly, we're about to start. We're going to get right into it, right?
Right. So, you have obviously, today, you've been with One Country Day. You got the chances to look at last year's NCISAA 2A state runner-ups for the second time in a row. What did you see? New coach, most of the returning cast.
Absolutely. We are here. I was at One Country Day this afternoon.
Right.
Not only got to check the boys team, but I also got to see the girls team as well.
Correct.
They went to the Final Four as
last
well.
Year, right.
We'll start. I'm gonna start with the ladies.
Okay.
Of course, Jakia Brunson, who was unbelievable in her freshman season in her second year as a Charger point guard. She's back once again for year 3. She's already close to, if not at 1,000 points.
Right. Looking
to maybe finish her career with 2,000. Who knows what the future holds? But for this season,
very attainable.
Yeah, it is very, very attainable. Of course, One Country Day is coming off of winning the conference title once again, getting to the Final Four. Unfortunately, they were a couple of possessions short against the Great O'Neill team last year. Lost Lexi Jeffries, one of their best players to ever wear the uniform.
Right.
Lost her to graduation, but and a lot of other great seniors too. But Jakia Brunson returns along with Kimora Cox. And Carly Greenman as a post player. They've got Jordan Whitney, of course, who came off the bench for them last year. She's probably going to get significant minutes this year.
Right.
I like their chances once again. They're going to be a tough out for a lot of teams, and surely Coach Jones is going to have them prepared when they begin their season next week.
Right.
Another coach for the One Country Day men's team.
Third coach in 3 years.
Yep, and their new coach is director of the Flight 22 AAU program, Nathan Falk. He has 4 of their 5 starters from last year's state title runner-up team returning, including the new Columbia commit, Jaden Cooper, one of the top 2021 prospects in North Carolina.
Right.
A standout 2022 prospect in Mike Best Jr., great leader at guard, Carlos Raven, another senior, Vontae Hutcherson, a big fellow,
right.
DeAndre Irvin, 2022 prospect, Jordan Cooper, Jaden's younger brother, is going to get a lot of playing time this year.
Right.
Will be, if you hadn't seen him, this kid he can hoop too, and he's getting up.
Right.
But
did you mention DeAndre Irvin?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, my bad.
Of course. Yeah, shout out DeAndre, of course. Right. Got to see him this AAU season with the Carolina Legends. But they really are they're experienced. They've got great leadership.
Been through a lot.
They've been through
probably the I don't have the stats on hand, of course, but I do believe it's probably one of the most winningest senior classes to ever come from One Country Day.
Yep.
You look at it, Jaden Cooper, I believe he's the only one who's been there for all 4 years. So I believe now he'll probably be close to almost 100 wins by the time this season is over. If they have as good of a season as they did last year. Of course, with a new coach brings new challenges, whole new system.
A new complete coaching staff too, because
Right.
you got Don Mullins and Coach Clegg as well, who are also in the Flight 22 organization.
Right.
Now on. Of course, Nick Oates is still an assistant there.
Right.
That's our guy. We shout out Coach Oates.
Right.
They have a good foundation in place. They know how to get to the state title, back to the state title. It's about getting over the hump.
Right.
This
will probably be the toughest one.
This, in my opinion, I know we're gonna cover our area, of course.
Right.
It's on the logo, but this is one of the deepest 2A divisions I've seen in NCISA basketball.
Right.
Maybe ever.
With the 1A starting to wither, now the 2A has become very tough. You got the Burlington School, Westminster Catawba, Freedom Christian,
Northwood Temple,
Trinity
now. Christian.
Northwood Temple, of course, is the reigning state champions from 1A.
Yeah, and the Burlington School lost to them by 3.
Right.
They were right there.
And the Burlington School has added Jamari Thomas, who has been consensus top 10 in the state of North Carolina, getting plenty of Division I offers. One of the best point guards in the state. Khalil Maydeen, who of course has committed to.
He is not committed. He will be committing next Friday, I believe. No, the 14th. I don't know if that's next Friday or not, but on November 14th, he is down to his final 8.
Right. I couldn't remember if he had already committed or if he was about to.
But
there's been a lot of commitments in the 2021 class with COVID going on. People are doing their best idea and taking offers that they like, which is smart. But back to actual kind of the team concept. Let's see. There's Northside Christian as well. They're gonna be back
there was a
today.
consistent powerhouse, defending champs. I know they lost a lot, but they are.
So if they can get over the hump on this one, this may be the toughest one of the 3.
If they get back to the state title game in this deep of a bracket, oh my goodness!
Right.
I'm very excited.
If they can get back.
And I don't believe. I apologize for interrupting, but I don't believe we even mentioned their first opponent of the season.
Cape Fear Christian.
Yes, they are, and they have a new coach, Stephen Mims, who was at Fayetteville Academy. He's a very well-known trainer in that area.
And if I'm correct, he won the state title.
Yes, in 2019, he was an assistant on the Fayetteville team that beat the Wayne Country Day Chargers in 19. Yes.
Right, so of course, which is crazy because Fayetteville Academy now no longer has a basketball team or a program. So
that's still really wild to me, but that's a story for
that's a story for another day.
But Wayne Country Day, regardless, no matter what, I can definitely see them winning another very good amount of games. But this will. Oh, we also didn't even mention Trinity Academy of Raleigh with all their new pickups.
I mean, yeah, and then you look at. Now you can kind of turn your eyes and look at the conference. I mean, Greenfield is still there. I mean, you still have they're reloaded.
Oh, yeah, I would not want to see Greenfield.
I mean, they're not polished or experienced, but they have a lot of young talent. Plus, along with Aaron Murphy and Jordan Vick and Tyshawn Clay,
Hampton Evans. He played a lot last year already, so
they have plenty of talent. They will not be a team to sleep on. This will not be a cakewalk to the conference title. This will be even worse of a walk if they want to get back to the.
If they want to defend their conference tournament title and then win the regular season, they're going to have to go through likely Greenfield once again.
Right.
But of course, that's not Wayne Country Day is not the only area team in that conference.
Right. Of course, Wayne Christian has gotten a little bit better. They added Josh Sutton from Bethel Christian, who now plays football and basketball for him.
Shout out to the football team. They're 3-0, right?
2-0.
And they played Friday night against.
Well, yeah, Friday night.
Against another undefeated Pongo team.
Right. And Josh Sutton, he is fast with the ball. He's a Kinston kid, plays defense. Really hard nosed, plays on the edge.
But you know who you're gonna talk about next.
Of course. But he'll be a big help to Jaquan Curry. And I mean, Jaquan Curry has all the makings to possibly be a WJG Sports Player of the Year type of guy. Last year put up about 28 points a game, closing in on 500 points after just 2 seasons. He is an absolute dynamo with the ball. Can really get his teammates involved.
WJG Sports Classic one, by the way, like some of the ones we've already mentioned.
Has already received an offer from a JUCO in Michigan as well.
College, yeah.
And he can, like I said, he can shoot it. He can get to the basket.
Very energetic player.
He's now windmilling. So the athleticism is there. He puts in the work. He's a gym rat. He is somebody that could have a very special season. And with Wayne Country Day not having as much size, you could see Wayne Christian sneak at least one of those games if Wayne Country Day has one of those off nights.
Hey, that would be significant for the Wayne Christian program.
Add in James Bill as well.
That's
Bill
right. From Cleveland,
also
right?
transferred from Star Christian.
Oh, excuse me, I apologize. Yes.
Transferred from Star Christian. He's more of a football player, but he can play basketball as well. His dad runs the No Grind, No Shine AAU program in Smithfield.
Absolutely. Yeah, Wayne Country Day and Wayne Christian, they'll be trying to compete. Of course, John Paul II, they're going to look different as well. They have a new head coach, former Washington women's basketball coach, Ralph Biggs.
Shout out Ralph Biggs, man. He's a great coach.
And a great person, too. He's one of my favorite people.
Knows how to get the best out of his team.
I think those kids are going to really enjoy having him. He's a very good coach and an even better person, and he's going to help them not just become better players on the court, but even better people off of it.
Right. And I think this conference will be much more improved. It's only 4 teams in there now, but I still think it'll be.
It's between the two.
I do believe that it'll still be between Greenfield and Wayne Country Day. I can see Wayne Christian sneaking in and having.
This is going to be This is interesting with 4 teams. That's going to be very.
Yeah, 4 teams, but all of those teams could get a chance to win. You never know. Like I said, with Wayne Country Day not having as much size as last year, and with Wayne Christian getting a little bit better, Greenfield retooling, and JP2 with a new coach with a new philosophy, could be very dangerous. Could be anybody's league. You never know about private schools because you never know who's transferring in, who's transferring out.
That's a good call. That's a very good call.
But if you look at it, JP2, that's Greenville. That's a great area for basketball talent.
And with the uncertainty with COVID-19, as you can see, I'm wearing a mask, and I was wearing a face shield, but that was, with the face shield.
He put that on for show.
No, I didn't.
He put that on.
I actually did wear this today, but real talk, John Paul II is definitely trying to rebuild again. They're gonna be a tough team for a lot of the private schools that they'll play. But I agree with you. It's between Greenfield and Wayne Country Day.
Shout out Brandon Pate. Just wanted to say he just asked how we're doing. We're doing good.
What's up, Brandon? Good?
Glad to be back on air.
Yeah, dude, Brandon been killing it on his YouTube channel, man. So shout out to him.
Shout out to him.
But we've talked about Wayne Country Day. We talked about Wayne Christian. But there's sort of not really a new kid, but a new kid on the block in Wayne Prep.
Right, Wayne Prep today made a big statement. They've landed after having most of the biggest talents in Wayne County head over to Wayne Prep this summer. Now they have gotten to Corey Faison, the best player in the 2023 class last year, our Rookie of the Year, as well as WJG Sports Class for the state in his class. He's top 10 to Prep Hoops. Prep Hoops is normally what I go off of a lot. Shout out Jay Anderson. And Charles Clark. But Jay's the one who makes the rankings. So whenever you're mad about the rankings at Prep Hoops, just talk to
direct
Jay.
Message, here go Jay again.
At here go Jay.
He may respond, but
I just to let you know that ball man is crazy. So be careful. And he's got a size 18 shoe.
He goes, turn that. I'm not gonna say it. You know I was going there.
Right.
But nonetheless, the Wayne Prep Generals, their JV team last year went 16-2.
Right.
Beat Wayne Country Day and Wayne Christian.
So this will be the first year they're playing varsity. They're now in the cast, of course.
They're playing. Cast Triangle?
What is it? The
CAASC.
Athletic Association for Schools of Choice. I can't remember
Yes.
what the C is. But yeah, they're in the cast. They will be playing Mount Zion. Yep, Carolina Athletic Association for Schools of Choice.
Cast.
Of course, so they'll be playing Mount Zion. They'll get a matchup with Wayne Country Day. That's going to be very interesting. And Wayne Christian. That's going to be interesting when we consider that Wayne Prep has gotten Amari Lathan, 6'5". You got Corey Faison, 6'6". You got Caleb Cole, 6'5" as well. You got another 6'5" kid, and Elijah. Don't know his last name, but I found out about him today. Jaquan Curry, 6'3" point guard. So they have a lot of size, and even though they're young, that could really bother Wayne Country Day if Vontae doesn't come to play that day. So.
Vontae's a good kid. I'm sure. I'm really excited.
I mean, it's not about Vontae lack of skills or anything like that. It's just 1'6'7" to a couple of 6'6" and a 6'5" and a 6'4", and hey, the size and the length really can overwhelm people inside of the paint and pause all of that. That was very pause worthy. But anyway.
Moving on from
that. They also have another good collection of guards from last year for Wayne Prep. So I mean, I believe they have 17 games currently on the schedule.
I'd like to see them get some games in November, but we'll see.
Right. I think right now,
but as of right now, they're starting in December. You get more comments on that, or?
Oh yeah, those are not ours, but they're talking to each other. So 11.
Okay.
I would like to see them win at least 11 games. That might be a little low, but I think that would be a good start for such a young team playing against playing against a lot of varsity teams. I mean, JV is
them too.
Right.
Yeah.
JV is great, but it just doesn't prepare you the same way that a varsity schedule can. So.
But we also, just as a side note before we go on to further, we want to say thank you again to Wayne Pratt. They were really kind to us over the open runs. Right. Those are some of the funnest.
It was great that they opened.
Summer, really.
Right. It was great that they opened the gym up and let kids from this area get a chance to just come in and run and play. During a very uncertain
That wasn't
time.
just in the area. We had kids from the chalk. We had Silas Demery pull up, and he's gonna have a great year. Remember too.
Right. Future superstar.
Absolutely. But where would you like to go next? We talked about Wayne Prep, Wayne Country Day, and Wayne Christian. What you want to go next, sir?
Let's go to my favorite conference always, the 2A ECC.
There we go. That's
Carolina Conference. All right.
Their season will start in January. They will play 14 games each for the NCHSAA schools.
Right.
And it's kind of an awkward start, but with their conference being 7 teams, they get 2 non-conference games apiece.
Right. Two non-conference games apiece.
The 2 teams I would like to start with, if you want to take one and I'll take the other, I will start with, the resident of the top of the conference. That is the Kinston Vikings.
The top dogs.
The dogs, they're trying to, there are teams that believe they can knock them, there's a team that believes they can knock them off the pedestal, but we'll get to that, I'll get to them in a second. But
I hope they got a pack of wolves.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
But we're talking about Kinston. Kinston obviously led by, to most of us, the top player in the state, regardless of class, Dontrez Styles, the North Carolina commit.
The best player in the state. I don't want to hear anybody else. It's Dontrez by far. Keep on.
I was going to say, he was going to say that. But yes, Kinston is looking once again very good. I know they lost a great senior class. Isaac Parson, Will London, Chance Minot, Jaquan Mosley. That's a Cartier Coons who play a lot of great minutes for them. And I know I'm missing a few, but
right. I mean, but the thing that for a team and a school like Kinston, when it comes to that, when you lose a lot, that just means you open up opportunity for more guys. There are a lot of times where guys who are bench warmers or play on the JV team for Kinston could probably start for some teams in their own conference and even some teams down the road.
I agree. I definitely agree. But obviously, you look at Dontrez Styles, he's this is a big year for him. Obviously, I know he does not want to leave Kinston without getting the ring back to the K. So, and I know the 2A East is going to be fun again. Once again, I'm sure we'll get to that.
Right.
But not just Dontrez. Dante Ellis has got to step up this year. He's probably
Dante Ellis was a guy who I was about to mention. Could be. When I look at the team, Dontrez, he's going to do enough to get them
there
within games. Mm-hmm. But, you're just going to need contributions from Jeremy Dixon. He's going to have to step up.
Just got offered by Charleston Southern.
Right. So he's going to have to step up, have a very big year. I like him in that second role right now.
We also got Horace Smith, the big, who played with Garner Road 3 SSB.
Right, you got Dante Ellis.
They also have, I forgot his name, but they have a 6'10" freshman that is really good coming into.
Where do I find those kids at?
This is Kinston, bro.
It's Kinston. You just always find like those middle schoolers with like 6'8", 6'9", like Dontrez was 4 years ago.
Yeah,
like
Kinston
6'5".
Yeah, you can bank on Kinston being very good at basketball once again.
So I believe what's the streak? 25 straight conference championships? 16? What is it?
So it's something like that.
Somewhere in that range now.
But there's one team. But he kind of made a very good pun, but not so good pun. But he was referring to the Washington Pan Pack. They return. They lose Rashad Smith, who they picked up from Northside the year before.
Right.
Had a great year at Washington. Led them to the state playoffs. Won their first state playoff game in 10 years.
And of course, Rashad Smith is great. He's gonna have a great season at Pitco this year.
Pitt TC, yes sir.
But
I do
think that in a way it kind of helps you have some of those younger guys get a little bit more of an opportunity, and you don't get the chance to just only lean on Rashad Smith.
Well,
I'm not gonna say everybody, but
he was
Rashad
really
Smith.
He was the go-to when it came down.
I was gonna say he does so many things for you that you don't get guys who get a chance to kind of do other things. So now you get to see a guy like Terry Moore step in.
Oh, Terry is going to tear up the basketball court and the football field too.
Right.
It's a little early for that.
Right, and you get a chance to see Amarion Blunt with the ball in his hands a lot.
He got offered by Wake Tech. We're very happy for him.
Right.
Very well deserved.
The Bryant brothers.
They will both be back. Jeremy will be back. Jamari had a great junior year.
Right, and so you can see all of their stocks rising.
They also got freshmen too.
Really, the great thing about Rashad is he sets a standard for your team. So he has now set the culture of winning. Now it's up to Terry, it's now up to Amarion, the Bryant brothers, to continue that. And they can build off of that. Now, the thing about it is that behemoth in Kinston. Kinston, I believe they at least shared it for 25 straight or something like that. It's something crazy like in that range. But
you can, if you're watching this live, you can correct us too. So.
Right.
By the way, we are live. Just letting you know.
We're live, so feel free to say something, ask us questions, whatever. But when you have a team like that, it can be very hard to get over that mental block of we're about to play Kinston. It seemed like last year they kind of had that and went into the fourth quarter. And we're like, we're not playing Kinston. We're just playing another basketball team, and we're able to make runs and made the games more respectable. So just preparing and being ready for when you go in there, just being war ready, playing with a pack of Pams, and go and attack.
So now that I've said your pun is good, you better let me do a good pun on the show, okay?
I let you get away with puns all the time. So
that's true, but
no.
Washington, I know Washington believes they can beat Kinston. They believe they can beat Kinston, and the thing is, who they play in their first game of the year, Kai? They're playing Kinston.
Kinston, first game of the year.
First game of the season. You got the K.
The great thing about that is that's a great time to surprise them.
If there were ever a time to be like, hey, we're here.
Kinston, the team that lost a lot of seniors, got a lot of new pieces to fit in. Washington, a team that's kind of a little bit more has a little bit more chemistry. They've been practicing longer because you remember
They also
Beaufort
have
County,
pickups too, 3 new pickups.
right? And then Beaufort County doesn't. Beaufort County
Evans,
did allow them to work out in the summer, so they might be in just a tad bit better shape as a whole. When you look at it, versus Kinston, I believe they started.
I don't think they've touched the ball yet.
I think they started in October. I think.
Oh, did they?
October.
But Lenore County did hold them out for workouts for
Right.
a long time if they have already started.
Right.
Which I don't know fully, so
Right.
that's my bad.
We don't know for sure, but
that would be the time.
it would be the time. You would be in better shape. You would have more continuity. Would be a great time to do it. And then if you can just get them when they come back to you or when you go back to them, if you can get that again, you probably win the conference because those are likely the 2 games that you just need to win.
And the NCHSAA, because of the short schedule, the playoff system is going to be very different, right?
Right. It's a predetermined bracket. That means you could get probably the top bracket because your team, I do believe that the ECC is going to have
very strong season, like all the way through. Like
right.
we haven't even mentioned. I'm sure we're gonna see what Green Central, South North, North and Northwest.
See, the thing about it is for Green Central, okay, you play Farmville Central once. That's probably an L.
I mean, real talk.
That's not really disrespectful to anybody. Losing to Farmville Central is very respectable. So that's probably an L. I don't know who their other non-conference is, but
I would have to guess. Me personally, maybe it's Eastern Lane. That's my guess.
Maybe. But then you play. Then you play Kinston twice. That's probably another 2 L's. Then you play Washington twice. Probably another 2 L's.
I'll tell you right now, if Aiden Griffin still has, they have Christian Sherhouse and Quentin Mitchell back, they're gonna be a tough out.
Right.
I'll tell you right now. I know their season wasn't good last year. I think a year of experience. I've seen Quentin Mitchell grow.
Right.
Saw him a lot during the summer. He's really there. Here's the thing: they may have struggled, but those 2 are really, really good.
Right.
They're like 2 of the more underrated guards in Pitt County. Really, I believe that. I'm sure a lot of people believe that.
Okay. Well.
But as long as they're there, I don't know.
But when you look at it, okay, so Green Central automatically starts off with, we're gonna say 5 L's automatically. I know that sounds harsh, but I think the biggest play for them is going to be those sophomore games, those Aiden Griffin games.
You got to
West Craven, of course, has lost the big fella in Collins.
CJ Collins, he's now
at Greensboro Day. So that's probably 2 wins that you can pick up. North has lost
that one kid he lost in the Kinston.
Rashawn, yeah.
Rashawn, I think.
We didn't even mention him when we talking about Kinston.
But that's what. See,
another 6'7" kid for Kinston.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's been 3 months, so bear with us, please.
A lot of bigs over there, so they'll be bigger. They can go out with a 6'10", a 6'8", and then Dontrez for your front line. So yeah, good luck with that, Washington. But anyway,
good luck with that, a lot of teams.
So North and North, you can probably get that one as well. This year is going to be huge for Dontavius Pettaway, just like it has been.
And for Ray Moncrief too, because
he's playing JV,
so he's going to be coming up. I think
Lamont Spade as well. All three of them have a lot to prove.
We've seen Lamont, and actually we've seen all 3 on the circuit. I've seen Ray and Dontavius.
Right.
We've both seen Lamont. Lamont looks a lot better. He's been getting better every weekend I've seen him. He's got better. So
I see you calling me, Coach Cole. I gotta call you back once we get off the air. But so yeah, I think more than anything, Green Central's biggest fight is gonna be with South Lenore and Aiden Griffin.
The teams that are not named Washington, Kinston, they gotta get.
Yeah.
Gotta get those.
Gotta get those.
To have any chance of being in the bracket.
Kinston and Farmville Central, you gotta get those. And if you get those, then you'll probably get you a wild card. And if you're South and North, you can split one of those with Green Central and take your bumps against Kinston and Washington. I think more than anything, you could possibly get a wild card bid as well.
South and North, remember, Green Central and South and North are both very well coached. Actually, all these teams for the most are very well coached. I mean,
right.
Paul Biggie led South and North in the playoffs last year.
Right. And I think the thing too is when you look at Green Central, a problem for them last year was not knowing who the guy was. I think this year will be pretty apparent. It's going to be those three guys that we just mentioned.
State,
And I think, you know, sometimes when you have a lot of cooks in the kitchen, it's hard to figure out who's going to be the chef. I think this year you're going to see, with them having less talent, they're going to be able to rally around the three guys that they got, and then plus some of the other smaller athletes that you have that are going to fill in. Now, of course, I don't know what Green Central has as far as the middle school coming up, or what's transferred over from Kinston, because everyone knows, you know, sometimes
this is the time we're in now. Like, it's the transfers happen.
Yeah, transfers happen, so you never know what's
Everybody
going over
hears
there.
something about something.
Yeah, you never know what's going on over there. So
But,
we'll see. But now on to.
I want to talk about. We're gonna talk about the ladies too, right?
Oh yeah, let's talk about ladies.
We need to talk about this young lady, Ashanti Lynch. I'm telling you right now, she's coming for a lot. She's coming for everything right now. I'm telling you, she just got her offer from Winston-Salem State. Coach Beckwith and crew at Winston-Salem State gave her an offer. Very happy for her, obviously.
Right.
And I'll tell you right now, I would not want to see her because she's ready.
Right.
I know Kinston has been the class of the girls' conference, but this senior class that they lost, it was literally their whole rotation.
Now, once again,
I'm sure, yes, Kinston may
about Kinston.
They'll find somebody.
There's always more in the water. So
there's just
but then again,
there's something in the part of Neuse River that runs through Kinston. There's something in it. You know what I'm saying?
But you never know. Maybe, possibly. Some of those
North and North, remember they had a big lead in the conference title game and lost it all.
Right, I was about to say, then you never know. Maybe some girls want to come over and play with Ashanti. You know, North and North had a great season last year. They're gonna have her.
South and North barely missed the playoffs, but they're gonna be good again. Coach Morgan's a great coach.
Right, she's probably gonna be the best player in the conference.
She's gonna be the best player in the conference, definitely. I would say.
I think that's just gonna be a very highly competitive conference, but I definitely give the advantage to North Illinois just because they have probably the conference player of the year in that conference.
I would say so.
Right.
And the ENC Moments player of the year. Shout out to Junior Smith.
Right.
I also favor North Illinois for the girls, but like you said, Kinston, you never know what they can find. They're probably coached, and they're also very well coached.
Right. It'd be interesting to see Green Central, how they progress as well.
Yeah. Kamaya Frazier's going to have a good sophomore year. Yep.
You know, sophomore. Let's see who
they'll be right. I think they'll be right there.
Right.
Washington is going to have a new coach.
Washington's new coach. That'll be.
I don't know who it is. My fault on that, but.
Aiden Griffin, of course. We'll see what they have.
We love our guy, Coach Kessel. He's good. He's good people.
So I mean, it's gonna be an interesting year because Kinston's no longer the top dog. It's kind of North and Lower's year.
It's kind of wide open, but I honestly would agree with that statement.
Yeah.
If North and Lower can't, this is title and bust in the conference for North and Lower this year, honestly.
Right.
What shall we move on?
Right. Let's keep moving. Let's go to the other ECC.
East Central.
East Central, of course, you got Goldsboro there. Corey Faison leaving, that is huge loss for them.
But
I mean, there's no way that you can replace your third leading scorer,
second leading returning
your
scorer,
leading rebounder. I believe your leading shot blocker or either second shot blocker.
But the good news is, you know,
talent.
Goldsboro can find the athletes, and they have a great one in Mr. Xavier Atkinson. This is his year, right? He's gonna go. I believe he's gonna have a nuclear year. I think you can see him average 24 to 25 a game. He is
now with it, you know. Plus, you still got Jakia Fowler. You got a good middle school class coming in with Chris Carmen and another young man who I'm not allowed to speak on this air yet.
You prefer not to speak?
Prefer not to speak.
If I speak, I'm in big trouble. And I
yeah.
be in big trouble. Right. I understand. But still, Goldsboro looks like...
even with losing to Corey, though.
But losing Bull and Shane Robinson...
Right.
Graham.
The good thing is they are in a football conference, so this is more of a this, losing one of your top guys in football for Goldsboro would be devastating. Well, which they have in Jaquez, but
shout out. Oh yeah, Jaquez is also another huge loss for the basketball team too.
I was gonna say, but I think you can kind of live with Takori and still win your conference and still make it to the playoffs.
I will say though, it's definitely harder without Takori
Right.
because Clinton's looking. I think Clinton will be very good again this year.
Clinton's always got.
They're always good actually. I should say.
Always got the athletes.
Duke County, we know we love our guy Josh Williams is out there.
Right, he might be watching right now, so shout out him if he is. But
East Duplin and Wallace Rose Hill. I know Wallace Rose Hill's lost one of their top players. Ty Barbie is at Harold's Christian now, I think, from what I remember. But they still got a good group over there. They got Kendall Cave. They got 2023 kid has been playing up his age group, up one age group every time.
Right.
80 tournaments. He's a very good player.
Right.
East Dublin got a lot of kids returning too. The kid Faison, I forgot his first name, but he's a starting point guard, I think.
Right.
Coming into this year, he'll play very well.
I mean, you got a lot of athletes that are in that conference, but I think when you look at it, Goldsboro will come out.
They kind of have. I'm not gonna say like. Obviously, Kinston's obviously like everyone sees Kinston and you're like, oh goodness, it's Kinston. Do you think Goldsboro kind of has a little bit of that, or they see the borough?
I think whenever you see Goldsboro across the chest, I think you always know you're about to have a tough game.
But remember, Clinton did beat them on their senior night last year. But
they did, of course.
But ultimately that didn't matter because Goldsboro won the conference tournament title. Wait,
no,
yeah.
No, there was no conference.
Oh, that's right. No.
Yeah, no conference tournament due to the rain and snow up.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was rained out or snowed out. One of the two.
Yeah, I can't remember which one, but anyway,
it was weathered out.
Yeah. So I think Goldsboro will be fine. I think it just opens up more opportunity for younger guys to come in and have a bigger role. Coach.
We also have to talk about Spring Creek getting Jeff Davis as the
right. Jeff Davis, new head coach. Jeff is really good at scheming up designs that can get a team to win. It will be interesting to see the type of defenses because the type of defenses that he will run, he'll throw box and two, triangle and two, box and one. He will throw a lot of different defenses just to kind of give top players a different look. I've seen him hold B.J. Freeman to 8 points, which of course B.J. didn't attack as much as he could, but it happened. I've seen him hold Anthony Council to 6 points. Of course, Anthony Council was a 26-point per game scorer in that year. So,
I'm sure if WJG Sports had started, he would have.
Now, of course, he lost both of those games. So, but.
We still got to shout out those two though. BJ's at Meridian Prep now, our WJG Sports Player of the Year, our first ever.
Right, I think he's gonna really show his state a lot. I think he's gonna keep blowing up his name even bigger.
And of course, Man is Fayetteville State could be going for a CIAA title this year with Man and the whole crew coming back too. So that's gonna be really good.
So Jeff Davis, I think he brings an interesting element in the fact of he's a very good defensive coach, and I mean if Spring Creek can hold people to 40 or 50 points, I mean
who knows?
Who knows? Maybe they can win, 4 or 5 games
without Tyrese Artis and Max Williams, but they got Caden Jones back.
Right.
He's gonna be a big leader for the football team too. So
right.
He's got to play big, obviously. But
so there's pieces and
shout out to the Creek.
Right. And switching over to the girls, really hard to project that conference just because both Spring Creek and Goldsboro will kind of be on the rebuild.
I was told Goldsboro's got a freshman coming in.
Kara, that is Coach Bullock's daughter. So I've seen her, she's pretty tall. So we'll see what happens.
And she already has one son playing college basketball, of course. Shout out to Christian Bullock.
Right, probably. I'm told he'll probably get 15 to 20 minutes a game.
Are you pulling up? Are you pulling up to the big B?
We'll see.
Or is that exclusive?
We'll see.
We shall see.
But Spring Creek lost Belinda Carson.
Mm-hmm. Belinda was their do everything player.
Yeah.
She literally did everything.
That's
good analogy.
Micaiah Hobbs, she can really score the ball.
She is back. She's their senior now. Yeah.
She's their senior now, so we'll see what happens.
They gotta have the numbers. They barely have the numbers to field the team.
Right. So
even with Belinda, so
we will see what happens in that case and situation.
If I had to look at a favorite in that conference, I would say East Duplin.
East Duplin or Midway.
Yes, and Midway, of course, has another WJG Sports basketball, Kashaya McCoy. Shout out to Chris. She's a bucket.
Right.
I do agree. I should have said.
So I do believe.
I would favor Amaya Hall at East Duplin is very good though, and they did win the conference last year.
Right.
Even with how good Chris
East
played.
Duplin is always tough. Coach Mark Lane always does a really good job.
Every year he's got a good team out there.
Right.
They've been good at women's basketball for a long time. East Duplin. So I would favor them, but Midway's in the mix. I agree with that. So.
Right.
Shall we keep it moving? Should we stay with another conference with East in it?
Sure. Let's go to a EPC.
Plains.
AKA the Farmville Central Invitational. We don't need to spend too much time on that.
Well, there is some significant.
Well, of course, former Wayne Country Day head coach, now at North Pitt. Keith McLaughlin.
Shout out to Dungeon.
Of course, one of the big names in Pitt County basketball. The Dungeon has become statewide known for how the basketball is played there, and the hot and the heat, and how they work out. Two fans.
One refrigerator with water in it.
Yep. That is the Dungeon, and
Dungeon different.
So we don't know who. Well, we're not going to say exactly who's already transferred over there, but
yeah, I don't think we can say it, but we know who.
Right. So North Pitt, they
will be good. Like I believe they'll be a lot better than years.
They'll be good, but Farmville Central will be way better. Keith Longhorn might probably believe that he can get at least one.
I know he believes he could be. He's been talking about it. They've all. It's all in good fun, of course. They're all very close. But Keith is really adamant that he believes that he can beat Williford in the Farmville Central Jags.
Southwest Edgecombe lost a lot.
They still do have Zay Mayo, but obviously when you lose Slate, when you lose Keyshawn Porter, when you lose Zach Sledge, Dorian Ruffin, that's a great class.
Mm-hmm.
But that Shelton Langley and company that's a good coaching staff out there. They'll be very good.
Nass Central, of course, they
actually, they could finish 2. They could. I really think they could finish 2 if they really play well. Give or take 2 or 3. Of course,
everyone loses to Farmville Central in this conference. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that every single person loses to Farmville Central in this conference. That is something I am putting money on.
Ooh.
Not literally. Nobody come find me. I don't want to find any emails and +5.
Let me hold a dollar, Kai. Let me hold a dollar.
No.
But yes, I do believe. Even at the end,
Quavion Smith is coming for blood. Everybody's been saying, can Quavion do this? Can
he do it solo,
He
obviously, when you lose Samaj and Justin, that's obviously 2 big losses. 2 of the greatest to ever wear the uniform.
He's a pit bull.
But Baby T's that deal. He is that deal. NC State commit.
I'm going to say my bold commitment, my bold prediction is going to be he's going to average 30 points a game.
I'm
30 points a game.
But hey, Farmville Central. I know they lost Soja and Justin, but they got some dogs at the ready.
Right.
Derek Cox Jr., Nico Taylor. They got 5 other guys. Josh Short, Rochelle, and Leonte Moy. Yeah. This is still a very good team, guys. This team can very well three-peat.
Very well three-peat. And if they do, man, there's got to be a lot of respect put on Quavion Smith's name. If they do three-peat, he'll likely have over 100 wins, have 3 state titles, and the only year he didn't make it to the state title, he got a 4th round exit
to the eventual East Regional champion.
Yeah, who went to the East Regionals 3 times in a row. So,
But no matter what, it's still put respect on Baby T's name.
Oh, of course.
Don't
always.
tell Baby T he can't do something because he will do it.
But I think when you look at it, he's going for history this year. This is history. You know, you don't.
He's going for history, but there are teams that want to make sure that doesn't happen.
Well, of course, we got Kinston. They don't have Kinston on the schedule, but they do have South Rambo on the schedule. So,
oh yes,
Bobby Pettiford.
Also different.
Also,
Louisville committed.
Farmville Central schedule is funny because they only go on the road for their cars. Larry said, "I'm gassing up this bus 4 times, and that is it."
Hey, look. I also
because he ain't got to gas it up but once for North Pitt. So
I was going to say, I mean, North Pitt and Green Central like 10 miles. Bro.
Yeah,
like that's not.
No, Green Central they're not playing them at home.
Wait, I thought. Oh, it's not like Green Central. My fault.
Yeah, they got all 4 of their
Here's the thing.
games coming to them. Larry said, "I'm
I'm
gonna make every last dollar I can get."
The reason I'm with it. The reason why is I know South Greenville. They're gonna be
They are the 2-time state champions. They deserve
that's
that.
That's what I was going to say.
Larry deserves not to have to go a single bus mile.
They won 2 state titles. You gotta come to them and earn it.
Right.
But South Greenville's a team. You never know because it's not just Bobby Pettiford out there. You got Colin Tanner who's played great all summer long, and this kid's gonna come. He's a breakout junior year. I'm telling you right now. But that's out of conference.
I still like Farmville Central.
You still do?
I give me Farmville Central versus South Granville again.
Okay.
Now Bobby Pettiford, he's tough. Craven Smith, he's tough. I think it just comes down to the supporting cast at Farmville's just a little bit better.
Farmville also got 5 other guys, five freshmen.
Yeah, I've heard.
They got some guys.
I've
but
heard
South
that,
Greenville's not just.
I've heard that middle school class has been pretty loaded. For a little while.
Well, also we cannot leave the EPC without talking about North Johnson.
North Johnson,
an alum of North Johnson is now coaching.
Matt Covington, he's come home, dream job. He tells me, says they're working hard, they're doing their best. Not normally a lot of basketball talent that comes out of North Johnson. They do have a young freshman who is the brother of Demarius Hicks, who I think can be very good. Throughout his career.
Still a long road against a very long
I
think this conference, I know Southwest Edgecombe may be down from at least compared to a year ago.
To me, I know this is gonna sound really bad. I can't see them getting 1 conference game this year.
No, that might realistically that might honestly.
Now, honestly, then again, they do have Bedingfield in their conference.
Bedingfield lost Avery Huggins to graduation. Yeah.
So.
Who knows?
We'll see. Wilson keeps talent though. So
we know we got a lot of love for Coach Covington, of course.
Right. I know they'll play hard, and it's just a very tough conference to be in.
It's a long road, especially North Pitt will be improved. Nash Central is going to be good, and Bedingfield will have athletes. You know, everybody knows Farmville Central, so we don't got to talk about that. But on the girls' side as well, once again, but this one is a lot significant, honestly. This is just as wide a gap to me.
Yes.
You
can argue even more.
Well, actually, I take that back. It's not. It's pretty wide, but it's not as wide as the boys, in my opinion. Do you think? Because North Pitt, I
don't know.
North Pitt got that.
Oh,
that's Samaria Jones.
Samaria Jones.
She
can make it very interesting.
She can break a game already. I'll tell you, and she already has an offer from ECU.
When we talk about North Johnson will be an interesting game. Last year, of course, every team in this conference got there.
Yeah.
If Nash Central still has Ainstead, I can't remember.
Nash Central does have a lot of their players.
Destiny Ainstead.
Yeah, they can play all time.
She's the goods.
But North Pitt, they did lose Ashanti Hines. Ashanti is a big loss. She was the heart and soul of that program.
Right, but Samaria Jones is a
very
good restart. It's a very good restart.
Good, it's great. Are you kidding?
That's how you restart a program right there.
You restart with maybe the best 2024 prospect in the area. Well, actually, I should definitely the best 2024 prospect in the area.
Maybe in the state. So.
Oh yeah.
That is huge.
Well, you know you're good when you got a D1 offer. You haven't even played a high school game yet.
Right. So there's that. Then you look at, like I said, North Johnson's going to be tough. You got Jada Battle over at
Oh yeah, Southwest.
Southwest.
I apologize. That's right. It's not gonna be wide at all. It's not gonna be
Bentonville,
that
of course,
wide.
lost Michaela Evers, so that might be a nice 2 wins on every team's schedule.
I did kind of guess it. Farmville's a favorite, but I wouldn't say it's definitely not as wide as the boys. I would say.
Right. So, but Farmville. So I guess we can both agree Farmville gets this conference.
I still do agree in the end.
Right. Of course, if we are wrong, feel free to put us on the freezing cold takes.
Shout out to Fred Siegel. I've been on there a couple times.
Right. So look at this guy flexing. But anyway, let's keep moving on. Where else we go? Let's go to 3A Greater News.
Yeah, sure. We'll come back to the Eastern Carolina Conference later.
Right.
We'll go to this because this is most of our JoCo coverage area.
Right. Let's go ahead and hit the western part of the coverage area. So we got a lot of uncertainty, basically.
That's JoCo.
Right.
That's JoCo.
We got a lot of uncertainty in Johnson County. Cleveland, new coach. Very good coach coming from Carborough, who actually upset Goldsboro 3 years ago. Well, next year will be 3 years as the number 18 seed, I believe.
And he had Carborough as a very good team for a long time. So.
Right. So now he's coming to Cleveland. Cleveland is probably the most talented team in this conference, with respect to all the other teams.
At least coming into this year, we don't know what everybody else has, but we know.
They have Trey Fields, they have Dylan Wiggins, they have Cameron Goins, I'm told is a heck of a player. He's a heck of a ball player. Jeff Davis said that he's one of the best athletes that he's ever coached in middle school. Probably one of the best since, some guy named Amarian Hampton. This is a basketball show, but Amarian Hampton, if you don't know, was one of the top recruits in the country in the 2022 class for running backs.
Football Player of the Year.
WJG Sports Football Player of the Year.
And
pretty
a
good.
bunch of other awards.
So being able to be put into that conversation is huge for him athletically. Point guard is really what they kind of needed last year. They did not have a true point guard. So with Cameron Goins stepping in, because of course last year Zach Matthews was injured a lot. So with Cameron Goins stepping in, they have Barron. I can't remember his last name. Barron Williams, I believe it. He was their JV Player of the Year last year. He'll be coming up probably. Like I said, Trey Fields, Dylan Wiggins, got Dawson Smith, and he can really shoot the ball. So they have a lot of talent.
They're going to be a different team, though. The way JoCo basketball is played very differently than Wayne County and Greene County.
Right. So it'll be interesting to see
have to win
if this
some
new
big
coach.
fights, you know what I'm saying?
I'm about to say it'll be interesting to see if this coach tries to put them more up tempo with them now having a lot more speed and size. Could work out for them.
Of course,
Clayton lost BJ. You lose Mason. You lose Javante. Not Javante, but Jaquan Ross. Lose Elijah Sanders, Shakir Howard. So basically, they are starting all over again, except for you have, of course, Justin Bell and Javante Long in the backcourt for you.
Justin's received some Division III offers recently, so we're very happy for him.
Of course, Virginia Wesleyan, one of the top D3s in the country. So he is. So they have talent coming back. Javante Long. Very good in the open court, very good at pressuring the ball.
They also got you said Owen
Wolves and
we're not gonna I can relate to that. They can't pronounce my name, I can't pronounce that last name. No offense to you, Owen.
24 and Clayton.
Owen, what wasn't the check?
Yeah.
That was my best chance. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. But we know he played very well against Westover in the state playoffs. Do we have any comments?
No. But anyway.
No.
So, of course, they came up one game short of going to the Eastern Regional Finals, lost to Zona Ron, Arizona Ron from Tucson, DeMarco Dunn. Of course, UNC.
Another Carolina. Yep.
So
I'm sure you, as a UNC fan, are very excited.
Very excited.
But that's special. So, But yeah, I do agree. This will be a different year for Clayton. I'm not gonna write him out of the conference title picture.
Not gonna write him out of the conference title picture. I think that's smart. South Johnson,
But
always
still very-
well coached.
Yeah, Medlin. I was gonna say Medlin also coached him very well.
Well
Yeah,
coached.
and like South Johnson too, basketball.
Brody Massengill, he will coach
Obviously, though,
and have them in games. Of course, losing C.J. Ray, the president.
El Presidente, they
Tough.
lost Thomas Dees. He's now Campbell PWO, right?
Right.
Prefer walk on.
Tough. And
Dylan Bass.
Dylan Bates still there. You got Jeremiah McLean.
Yeah.
So you got some pieces. It's just all about what kind of guard play and how much development has Jeremiah McLean undergone. When you look at it, 6'4", 6'5", very long arms, very good athlete. I like him a lot. Dylan Bates, very good shooter, heady. It's just all about, can you not turn the ball over? Can you continue to run that system very effectively? And maybe pull off another 7 to 8, maybe 9 or 10 wins.
Like I said, like you said, Massengill can keep them in games.
Right.
They just got to get over the top in a lot of these games.
But then too, you got to look at it too for that conference. They also have East Wake.
Who's probably the favorite, but I think we can agree. Obviously, of course, former Southside Christian standout Nate Willis is now at East Wake his senior year.
Yep, WJD Sports Classic alum.
Yep.
So Nate Willis going there.
Javon
Mercer. East Wake always has a little bit of talent come in. We'll see. East Wake or Cleveland, I think, should be the favorites to win this.
Of course.
No disrespect to West Johnson and Smithfield Selma. Don't see either one of them competing.
Triple S does have a new head coach from the Farmville Central Tree.
From the Farmville Central Tree, of course.
Tyree Mayo. West Johnson, of course, they got my man
William Bostick.
Will Bostick from No Guts No Glory. I feel like he's going to come in and have a big year for them.
Could be an all-conference player for them.
I do agree, yes. But this all JoCo conference is kind of looking like maybe the team from White Cat. We'll see.
Let's stick in JoCo. Let's talk about Corinth Odors. Well, actually, you know what? We haven't talked about the girls. The girls, Clayton girls, once
Probably
again.
favorite. Actually, East Wake might be good too.
East Wake, of course, they've had a very good crop of girls come in and out. So we'll see. I like Clayton. You got Ariana Howard.
WJG Sports Classic alum, yeah.
Right. The machine.
We're gonna say that a lot, probably.
She's amazing. She looks even better this year at a little mid-range, a little turnaround.
She added a jumper then. That's
right. So she is.
You gotta watch out for her.
Very tough, very hard worker.
Fred Girls Hoops watch list. Oh wait, I can't let that slip.
Oh God, look at you trying to flex again.
That's coming out Monday, by the way.
Right.
But the 2023 list, 2021 and 2022 are already out.
Right.
Alright, that's my fault there. I didn't mean to give that away. We're still very happy for her.
Right.
Because she does deserve to be on there. But I do agree. I probably would favor Clayton, but I'd also say look out for East Wake. Was that a comment for me?
Yeah.
Oh no. I'm not going to say nothing about that.
Okay.
But nonetheless, I would also say Cleveland. They've got really good guard play as well. Sage Farmer's going to have a good year for them. Triple S was also returning a couple of really good players. Who was that for? Wait, what was it? I mean.
Anyway, but yeah, Cleveland.
That wasn't very for tough. Me, was it?
Yes, it was. But anyway, Cleveland, they're gonna be very tough. I love Brooklyn Waller. I think she's great. You got Sage Farmer, like you said, very good, scrappy 2023 prospect. So I really like Cleveland, but I don't think they have what it takes to get maybe into that second echelon, you know. Triple S, just seeing if they can consistently close games. Kalia Peacock, love her a lot. Zanaya Thayer, love her a lot. Kalia Robertson, love her a lot as well. They have a lot of good talent coming in. I mean, they have a lot of good talent. So I think that conference will be interesting, be very open. So, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, I really like what's going on in that conference. Last year, of course, there was a lot of parity. Hopefully, I think Clayton will hold on to it. That's my prediction. Triple S will be very good. West Johnson.
Don't know what South Johnson will look like.
Don't know what South Johnson looks like. Janae McDonald, she's a very good 2021 prospect.
But yeah, she's gonna be for sure. All right, now we can talk about Corinth, right?
Right, Corinth. Let's see for the boys. Oof. I mean, you lost a lot. You're in a tough conference.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll get a chance to go see our guy Justin Mondu. Hopefully, if the stars line up, maybe I can go catch one game of him. He came down this summer, and I got a chance to meet him and his.
The finest.
And I got the Raleig's finest, aka the Mondin people.
The Mondin people. What?
The Mondin people.
You're gonna get in trouble with Will now, man.
Yeah, Will. He's a good dude.
Yeah, no, Will's good people.
Yeah, Will's good people. Justin's good people. You know, I think.
But also,
Justin's gonna have a big year.
In terms of their
Lucas
conference,
Taylor.
Yeah, Lucas just committed to Clemson.
I think Heritage should. Let me think. Who's in
They also picked up Julius Peacock from South Garner for their big, and they have Evan Ash, another kid with crazy.
I'm trying to think who's in that conference before I say
Wakefield.
They should be the favorite. Wakefield. I think Heritage should be better than
Roseville. Wake Forest is now coached by former Vance Graham coach Greg Apples.
Right, of course. I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm going on a limb and say Heritage would be the favorite.
I know that they did lose Red Dutton to Millbrook.
They lose Red Dutton.
But I agree. I think talent-wise, Heritage probably should be the favorite. I don't think.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that. You look at it. Wake Forest wasn't very good last year, but Coach Ackles, of course, will help with that.
Roseville was very good, but they lost a lot of key pieces.
Right.
Wakefield always has a good program. So
always has a good program, so you never know. Nightingale.
Nightingale will be good too. Nick Boone also recently.
That's right.
Recently committed to he's going to be big for them.
So yeah, they have a bunch of.
I would say Heritage. I agree.
So Corinth holders, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you'll probably be at the bottom again. Okay. So moving on to the girl.
We hope that's wrong.
Yeah, we hope that's wrong. Like I said, if we're ever wrong, feel free to put us on all the freezing takes and everything. What y'all think about Wayne County boys varsity? Okay, we kind of talked about it a little bit, but I think it's going to be tough to call who will be the best team this year.
Who will be the best team in Wayne County?
Yeah.
Is he talking about boys?
I think he's talking about boys. Yeah, Wayne County boys varsity. When it comes to that, it's tough to go against Goldsboro. It's tough to go against Wayne Country Day. Wayne Christian's got better. Wayne Prep has gotten a lot better. But of course, Wayne Prep, very young. It's going to be interesting to see how they can kind of deal with the pressure of being a varsity program. They've got good coaching. They've got good players. But everyone knows once you get between those lines, it's always interesting to see how talent meets each other.
That's about right. I probably would favor the first two that you said.
I would probably favor Goldsboro.
We'll talk about the other Wayne County teams. We're going to get to them very soon.
You know, Eastern Wayne, only Albert Brown really as your only big contributor.
Honestly, that question was good, so we can talk about them now.
Right. Let's see, Eastern Wayne, that is, I think for them, it's a big rebuilding year. I think Albert Brown is his world.
We also didn't talk about this earlier, but didn't Wayne Country Day pick up Julian Silvestri?
Julian Silvestri is now at Wayne Country Day. Now the thing about it is, I don't know if he'll play or not. I think his dad may want to just take the season off and let Julian continue to develop his body. So that goes into a factor. I mean, I think if Wayne Country Day has Julian, that's automatically your best team in Wayne County. If they don't, I think it's left up for a little bit more of a
he would
toss-up.
He would definitely be one of Eastern Wayne's best if he was still there. So that's a huge move. But I would.
Goldsboro's got Xavier Atkinson. You got Jakia Fowler. Jakia Fowler, you got DeMaj Oates. We didn't talk about him earlier. I think DeMaj
Yeah,
Oates.
there will be times where we might forget.
I think DeMaj Oates might be the best, might be the second best point guard in Wayne County. He's a true point guard. They got a bunch of talented freshmen coming in with Chris Carmen. Got a couple other guys who I can't really name right now, just because I'm supposed to be keeping their identity secret. But
by the way, just as to go back to the Northern 4A quickly, I was gonna say like the girls' side is gonna be wide open too.
the girls definitely be
But
wide
Heritage
open.
is very well coached, so I would look out for them personally.
Right.
Corinth also lost. Well, they still will have
Crawford
Ramsey, who's a
right, which they haven't been able to win a lot, so I don't know how much that helps. But I think Crawford Ramsey is a very
she's
good
gonna
player.
she gonna fill it up.
She's gonna fill it up. I think that'll be definitely
With Crawford Ramsey, they'll have a chance. They were in a lot of games last year. I know.
I'd have to look, but I do believe she's closing in on 1,000 points as well. So
and she's getting offers left and right too.
right, but now she's of course committed to.
Oh, that's right. She did commit. We just can't forget.
I forget the university. But let's go back and keep talking about the ECC 3A 4A.
Yeah.
I think that conference will be dominated by South Central. J.H. Rose, I think, will have a little bit of a say, but I think
Losing, we didn't talk about this earlier, but Aaron. Well, we did talk about Aaron Murphy being at Greenfield.
right.
That's a big loss, obviously. But Rose, Alkivian Waller, Montez Green, that's one of the best backcourt duos in Big County.
Right.
They're gonna be very tough out, honestly.
They're very good, but South
Central will have
everybody
back.
You got a championship coach, plenty of talent.
Latina.
Seems like to me they're gonna be the favorites. CB ACOG, I think they're gonna be.
They're gonna be a different team.
It's gonna be very different. You don't have Charles, but
Lala.
right. So it'll be interesting to see the development of Ashton Perazini and Trevor Reed. I think both of those guys are gonna have to step up and have big seasons if they want to make the playoffs and be a winning team.
I'm sorry.
So
The Robinson kid, number 44.
right.
Kid.
Then you also have.
They lost Mike Williams too, which was their starting center.
Cameron Prince is coming in from.
That's a big pickup.
He's probably the best true point guard in that 2024 class in Wayne County coming in. I think he's gonna have them winning a lot. As far as I think he'll boost their ability to win. I'll say it like that. I think just because of his point guard play. We talked about Eastern Wayne, Albert Brown's team, but don't know how good they'll be considering how much talent they lost. When you look at losing Wesley Case, Devin Brown. There's a lot of Demetric Wright. You lost a lot of senior leadership as well as production. Desmond Vaughn. I don't know. Southern Wayne, of course, they had a tough season last year. Now they've lost their top 3 scorers. With Lanier Potnick going back to Wilmington and playing at New Hanover, where I got B.J. Donnell and Coach Angel. So I think really you look at it too. Then you look at Conley. I mean, Conley's going to play tough. They have a great system that keeps them in games.
Coach Maloney is going to have them in games no matter
what. I think no matter what, it's going to come down between those two, South Central and J.H. Rose. But I think South Central obviously will take it. And I think J.H. Rose will get their automatic playoff bid for the 3A.
On the girls' side, I believe it is between South Central and Conley. Conley.
It's Conley.
You believe it's Conley?
It's Conley.
Sean Moore is my guy, of course. Coach Moore, obviously, the one rotation player they lost was one of their very best, Jenna Wooten. Now at Spartanburg Methodist for former ECU coach Heather Macy. But they return Kyla Silver.
I can't go against Kyla Silver, man. She is
Kyla Silver, Carson Fleming. If they have, because obviously this is a crazy time. We're in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. But depending on if they play basketball Trinity Nichols and Lauren Lyles will be huge to their team's success this year.
Right, with all the seasons being condensed too. That's something that we don't really know yet. How will
That's one thing we haven't really talked about.
Condensed affect those guys and young ladies who play other sports and maybe even better at other sports.
But those two are definitely softball for sure. If it's down to one, because Lauren's an NC State commit and she can absolutely sling a softball.
Right.
On that mound.
So we'll see.
Really
I think that'll definitely be a Conley.
She's a starter on the basketball team too.
But of course, Jay Charles, they had a very good team. Southern Wayne,
Nice hands. Southern Wayne's returning everybody. Let's see. Acock is returning. They lost a few, but they're returning Abby Thomas.
Abby Thomas and Caitlin.
Who's also a great volleyball player as well. And the seasons are about to begin for those sports. So.
Right.
But I want to go back to South Central and Conley because Conley also has a freshman coming in, Crystal Haddock, who's, if I pronounced that last name wrong, I apologize. But she's a great freshman guard that's coming in for the Vikings. South Central, they lost some key players, but they're returning the bulk of their team. Kayla Friend, Amari Palmer, Kayla Smith. They're going to be very tough out. I do believe they can win this thing. I do believe it, but I agree. I don't disagree with you saying
hard time betting against Kyla Silver.
A Conley team that was undefeated until the fourth round of the state playoffs when they played.
Especially when just being such a short season.
That's a good point.
It's a sprint. It's not a marathon. It's a sprint this time around.
It's not a marathon. It's a sprint.
Yeah, it's a sprint this time around.
That should have been the title of this episode, though.
I mean, it's 20 games basically. You win 20 games, you win the state title.
Probably.
Actually, I think it might be 19 games.
But
depending on conference tournaments and stuff. But let's go ahead and get back to let's start somewhere at 1A team. Let's talk about the 1A.
You know we love Princeton and Rosewood, don't we?
Well, I was thinking about going to the Eastern Plains Conference.
Oh, you want to go
North Side, South Side?
Oh, the coastal plains.
Coastal plains, yeah, coastal.
Oh, you want to go there first?
Yeah.
We still do love you, Princeton.
Right. We'll come back.
We promise we'll come to you. We're coming to you.
Right.
But since you want to talk about the coastal plains,
I'm gonna let you talk a little bit more about this because you know a little bit more than I do about that particular conference. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's my floor. Well, we'll start with who I believe is the favorite, which is Riverside. I believe they have the best player in their conference, Avion Penner, recently offered by ECU and Florida International, if I'm correct.
Of course.
Obviously, it's
Washington County no longer a threat in this conference because
they're not in that conference actually, but still, yes, there's significant news with Washington County not playing sports this year, from what we've been told.
Right.
But Riverside, not just Avion Penner though. Jadarius Bryant can play. Tyler Whitehurst, a freshman that's going to be really good.
That's something we didn't talk about South Central too. Omar Harris going to South Central.
That's right.
Also
that's
another reason why South Central should be favored. But anyway, back to Riverside. Riverside should win this conference. Going away.
I'm not going to say going away.
Who's challenging?
Tarboro. Tarboro's got some real, and they've got some guys coming in.
I think
they have Kinesis Black coming back.
I think it'll really just depend on football. Tarboro's got football to battle with. Football is way bigger in Tarboro than it is in Riverside. No disrespect to Riverside's football team,
but
and no disrespect to Tarboro's basketball team. But I think you and I both know that when those pads come on in March or April, Craddock is going to be expecting those guys to have their butts on the field. So
Craddock definitely won. Yeah, that's true. That's
I think that is Tarboro. I think that might be Tarbo's undoing there.
But assuming they have their team, I like Tarboro a lot. I also like Pamlico County because Earl Sadler does a great job up there in Bayboro.
I don't think there's anybody who's holding up Avion back. I think Garner Road has, they've been, preparing him and prepping him for this year. You got Bobby Williams. He's a very good coach at getting his players to play. I think he's going to have a monster year. Show that he is one of the best 2022 prospects in the state.
Also, don't sleep on Jones Senior either because they're not losing anybody. Jaimin Jones is going to have a big year. He's going to score a lot of points.
They don't have a 6. Well, I don't know if they have a 6'7", but I don't know if they have anybody who can check.
Yes, they are very undersized.
That is the cheat code.
I was going to say, in the end, I also, North Side and South Side are going to look very different this year as well. South Side does have, I think they might have a freshman coming in, if I remember right.
Right.
But, they are definitely in position to be a good challenger, but I would still favor Riverside. They have the best player in the conference, and I know they want to win because even with Avion last year, they weren't able to win the conference title, if I'm correct. I think Pamlico beat them. So, but the conference was very competitive.
Every year, these guys have an extra year of experience on them.
So that's a good point. And it's not just Avion; they got good players all the way around.
That's what I'm saying.
And he's got guys coming up from JV that can play too. So. Right. I do favor Riverside on the boys' side. On the girls'
Riverside's gonna be one of the best teams in 1A this year.
Yeah.
They potentially you could look at them and get into the top 8 of the East.
I definitely agree with that. They're definitely
on the girls' side. What do you think?
I like Riverside on the girls, but not above the resident of the conference, which is the Pamlico County girls team. Michelle Maher has been a standout for them for a long time. Won states as a sophomore, got really hard done by the seeding with Bishop McGinnis going east. It undid them. Bishop McGinnis ended up going all the way to regionals out of that and beat everybody in the east until they played a great Weldon team. But I would favor Pamlico, but I would say Riverside is looking very good. Kerry Jones is a standout guard for them. They did lose a couple of key seniors, but Kerry Jones is a name to keep an eye on for the Riverside girls team. And Southside with Kanaya O'Neal, she's gonna get a lot. She's gonna score a lot of points. Other than that, that would be my top 3 probably. I'll go Pamlico, Riverside, Southside, but I think it'll be very competitive.
Right. So now let's go back. You said Princeton Rosewood. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Princeton and Rosewood.
And News Charter too.
News Charter as well. Of course, News Charter girls, they've lost quite a key piece.
Where's you talking about that 3-point shooter extraordinary Anna Taylor? Where's she going?
She's at Princeton.
Ooh.
So now I'm more excited to talk about the girls than I am the boys, just because. The backcourt,
we do love our ladies hoops here.
The backcourt of Meredith Wooten and Anna Taylor is gonna go absolutely crazy. When you look at I
wouldn't want to mess with either of them.
With the ability to score that they have, with the
they're
type
competitive.
of competitiveness that they have.
They got that dog mentality.
Honestly, I need to whenever basketball practice starts for them, I need to make sure I hit up Coach Wooten. Man, see if I can't come in for a practice, and hopefully she puts the 2 of them against each other, and we can see steel sharpen steel. I love competition. I love
to see them play 1-on-1. Right. I really would.
You got Meredith, who is a defensive bulldog, very good at creating a shot. Then.
That one you kind of that was still really good.
Yeah, that was.
She's a bulldog defensively and offensively.
Yeah, that was a free throw. But anyway, Anna Taylor, of course, you got one of the best shot creators, one of the best playmakers, I believe, in the freshman class of North Carolina. There's big talk. There's a lot of great freshmen, but her making the all-region team from a 1A charter school, huge. You look at it,
very significant.
She made the most 3-pointers out of anyone in the state, according to Max Burks. Of course, there could be somebody who is hiding somewhere shooting 200 threes, but
at least according to the data collected.
Anna Taylor made the most 3-pointers last year, and she shot it at about a 48% clip. So she's very good at shooting. She's very good at scoring, very good at passing, very long arms.
Very scary 1A East team, I'll tell you that.
Right. Now, of course, when it comes to 1A, you always have to talk about the non-traditional schools that could potentially block their pathway to a state title. Princeton has a lot of athletes. They have a lot of girls who are very competitive. So we will see how they look come basketball season. They've lost Rihanna Braswell. You lose Haley Woodall. Both of those
Two very key
big
defensive
pieces.
players. Yeah, they played very well for them.
Right, and both have been big in them getting to the second round of the state playoffs 2 years in a row, going to the third round there the year before. So,
Princeton definitely the very easily favorite.
Very easily favorite. I believe, of course, our good friend Tony Bruton, the master, the wizard,
who was the man with the master plan?
The guru.
The brewer. I like that.
The guru, Tony Bruton. I believe he told us about Union. Was it Union or Lakewood that has
on the boys' side, right?
On the girls' side.
On the girls' side, I think he said Lakewood.
I think it was Lakewood that he said is coming as well in the rear view. Don't know if they'll get there in time to stop Meredith.
Maybe this season, I'm not sure, but
maybe next year.
In the future, they're coming.
Yeah.
And on the boys' side too. I'm sure we'll get to the boys' side just a second. But for Rosewood, they lost a lot of their two key players, Riley Myers and Arjane Dozier. This is going to be a challenge.
I don't know what that's going to look like. So
it's going to be a very big challenge for Coach Whitney and the crew.
I don't have anything nice to say, so I'm not going to say it.
Not
that way.
That was harsh.
I don't really
know. You don't know, man.
Let's keep moving.
Let's move on.
Let's talk about the boys.
Princeton, I would favor.
Princeton and Rosewood. It's going to be
between those two at the top. I would probably favor Princeton. Rosewood fans not going to like that, obviously, but they return.
Jaheim Taylor,
they lose Nation Waller to Wilson.
Lose Nation Waller.
Right,
of course. And Nation, I believe, will have a chance to win the state title at Wilson Prep. I believe if he would have stayed at Princeton, they would have had a chance to win the title as well there. But of course, people do what they got to do, and I completely understand.
Nation's an honorary WJG member.
Nation. We always got a lot of love.
Shout out to Nation. Shout out to Willie.
Right, and of course Anthony Atkinson. I think he's doing a great job with those kids there. I think they're going to have a very great season. Don't know what their schedule is, but could see them going undefeated just because of how talented they are going into the playoffs.
Depending on who they play, I agree.
And when you look at it, the only team I can think that can really stop them in 1A is Henderson Collegiate. Of course, Henderson Collegiate, state championship runners. Co-state championship.
State championship runner-up in 2019. Co-state champions this past season.
Right.
But we back to Carolina 1A.
Back to Carolina 1A.
You're talking about Tyrese Whaley and Jaheim Taylor.
Jaheim Taylor, of course, he was out most of last year. Back this year.
The full season of Jaheim is.
Think he's going to go for blood this year.
Oh, yeah.
Aiden Taylor, of course, he's going to step into that Nation Waller role. And I think
I'm not sure about scoring wise just yet, but everything else. Oh, yeah. Like, he'll compete. He'll pass the ball, defend.
I think he's going to be the focal point when it comes to setting up that offense. I don't think he'll have as many points as Nation did, but I can see him getting even more assists. Considering that he'll have Jaheim on the wing as well as Tyrese. They got a couple of other little pieces coming in possibly with
Tyrese and Jaheim are the swords and Aiden will be the shield.
Right.
He'll be the shield.
Right. Of course, a big problem for them is just like we were talking about with Tarboro football. Princeton will have a few players who will not be playing because they will be gearing up for the football season. I mean, it's understandable. That's kind of how 1A is.
That's how everything
1A is going to be really squeezed this year because of having to share athletes and athletes having to make decisions. And it's tough, but it kind of is what it is at this point.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Now, of course, Rosewood, you got Otis Coley, you got Roderick Benjamin. So you got some pieces there. You got, very experienced pieces who are very good at what they do. They shoot the ball very well. They get to the basket. They both have very much improved. We've seen them at the WJG Sports Classic.
We said that a lot, but we do want to show love to those guys.
Right.
That was so special to have that.
Right.
Once again. But
so, I think what you kind of look for is just, can you get one of those Princeton games? Can you get a co-state championship in there? Would love to see that happen for them. Don't see it happening for them, but would love to see it. Let's see.
You do love Roger Benjamin, Justin Jackson, Gabe Vernon. It's a good team.
It is definitely a good team.
Team that can scare a lot of they scare a lot of teams if they play they play the Rosal way, they can scare a lot of teams.
And I think that they'll possibly get a chance to make the playoffs again this year. And I think they could have a chance to win even one game, one or two. And, from there, I think it's just a wait and see type of game for them. Is that every team? Is that all of the teams?
We may have missed talking about some girls' conferences. Like we
didn't talk about Wayne Country Day.
We did talk about the Wayne Country Day girls. We didn't talk about Wayne Christian or.
Well, let's talk about that conference. Of course.
Oh yeah,
Wayne Country Day,
Greenfield. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see who Serenity McNair is. There's somebody else that can come in and help her figure it out.
I still favor the Chargers probably.
Of course.
No,
Wayne Christian, they have a very solid young team upcoming, so we'll kind of see what they can do. John Paul II, they had a very good volleyball season. Maybe, hey.
They had a great volleyball season. They were undefeated for a while, and then they lost in the state playoffs.
Maybe they roll into basketball season, and be surprisers. But I still think this rolls through Jakia Brunson and Kimora Cox. Both of them, I think, will be the top dogs this year. This is their team. And I think really
the challenge for them is can they become great leaders as they are basketball players?
Right.
And I think they can. It's going to take time.
I want them to come at girls this year. I want them to be right up in them. I want them to be aggressive.
They're very capable of being that too.
I think Kimora.
We saw Kimora at the Classic go 94 feet against everybody she guarded.
Right. And so
I know she can do it.
I just need Jakia to take some of that great hooper and just put it into a little bit more dog-like energy and really give people. Yeah, she's got it. She's got it. She's a great basketball player. Now let's just add in just a little bit more of that come at you style. Be ready to. I think that they'll be ready to possibly go back to the Final Four again, potentially.
I think so.
So
they'll be contending with a deep group as well.
Southside Christian, we don't really know much about.
Gaston Day, probably the favorites. I would say personally.
Right.
No offense to Wayne Country Day.
Yeah,
but they're returning their best players. Mallory Haynes, the Davidson commit, two-time defending state champion. Zaria Clark also played for Team Curry. UNC Pembroke commit at Gaston Day. Ashley Woodfin and Trinity Academy Raleigh. They're going to be very good. Trinity Christian always has a good girls team, just like they do have a boys team, boys team. I know I'm missing a few, but it's going to be a tough challenge. I know O'Neill did lose their best player, but they're going to find a way to win it. But I think Wayne Country Day can definitely get back to the final.
If you look at teams, Southside Christian, don't know much about. Star Christian, not sure about. Faith Christian of Goldsboro. So there's a few teams that we're not quite sure about, but if we figure out anything, we'll make sure to come back and let you know. But I think this has been, plenty of basketball talk.
Good to see you again, man.
It's good to see you as well. Let's see. We got one more question. How y'all feel about Wayne Prep this year? Talked a lot about them already, but let's.
We can do it. We got
a couple more minutes.
We got plenty of time, right? We've been at this for an hour and a half.
Yeah. So anyway, I think Wayne Prep, like I said again, very young team, but a lot of talent. So we will see what happens. They're gonna have some growing.
They have a smaller schedule than most of the private schools, but they'll play tough against the tough teams. They're gonna play Wayne Country Day and Wayne Christian, if I'm correct.
Right. Somebody said that Wayne Prep and Wayne Day will be the best game of the year in Wayne County.
Hey,
it's great.
I know. Maybe we favor Wayne Day, but hey, Wayne Prep. I know they really want that game. Right. So they're gonna come ready to play. So I think it could. Maybe that's definitely a game that could be.
Like I said, Wayne Prep has a lot.
Could we go live with that?
Hey, maybe.
Or am I asleep?
Possibly. But anyway,
just it's been a great episode. It's been good.
Been good to see you again, buddy. Let's plan the night.
We also got
another 3 month hiatus.
We've been on the AAU trail, man. A lot of things have happened in the last.
You've been on the AAU trail.
You were, but it's mostly been me. But a lot of things have happened. I believe in the last 3 months you've gotten married.
Got married,
You've gotten married, you got a new job in Duplin County.
Oh yeah, so been a lot going on.
Your Lakers won the NBA title.
That's always great. My Cowboys lost Dak Prescott and
I know that hurt for
went
you.
completely off the rails. So hey, it's all right. We here.
Yep.
We living.
I made an appearance on this show. But once again, it's been very fun. This has been episode 70 of the Just Like Brothers podcast. If you've forgotten where to find us on social media, at StrikerNation24, at MMJ Kai Jones, also at Striker Lights. If you want to
go ahead and go hit that follow button, subscribe button, all of that.
I have been all over the place. I will admit I was at Word of God versus Bull City Prep on Monday night. Those highlights are going up this evening. If not, my phone is being used for this YouTube, so it'll probably be tonight.
Yeah.
We'll see. Got plenty more to come, and we look forward to being back for year 2 of WJG Sports, really officially beginning next Tuesday.
Yeah, hopefully.
It's looking like, because Wayne Coachy Day, Wayne Coachy Day is traveling to Cape Fear Christian Academy.
State basketball, so it's about to
We
be
also
busy,
want to shout out our first state champion in the WJG area, the Wayne Coachy Day girls golf team. So shout out to the 5 of y'all.
Of course, you have an interview coming up.
Coach Flowers,
Coach Flowers, of course, led them to a runner-up banner a couple of years ago.
Third. Oh, in basketball, yes, twice. Yeah.
Right, and he has a few other state banners up there, but this is his first state championship, correct?
Yep, and year 3 of the golf program. They were third the first year, third the second year, and they won this year, and they will be favored to win next year as well.
Tough.
They also did a great job with this interview, so we hope you check it out. That should be up hopefully this evening as well.
Right.
And let's see, is there anything else I want to say? I can't really think of anything else. So
I think that's it, folks. It's a world tour with Striker, my man.
On each and every place with a camera in hand.
Yep, that's us. Check us out. WJG Sports. We working. We back. We doing stuff.
The brother's back.